Hello everybody, it's Chani.Thorum. I just wanted to do a quick update. I actually have a lot of people reaching out to me recently and they want to see like a room tour. Technically I'm supposed to be living in the barracks, right? Because I'm an E3, and in Japan where I am stationed, E3, you don't get a choice. You have to have a roommate. It's kind of like boot camp, but not as extreme. Um, but if you have friends that, are allowed to have houses and you don't do anything stupid, obviously I'm going to be 33 years old on July 4th this year. So I'm a little bit older. I'm pretty responsible. I know the limitations, what comes with maybe kind of, I don't want to say bending the rules, but just kind of doing what you feel you need to in order to be happy. And for my mental health, as you guys know, last deployment with COVID, the Navy being older, it's been really hard for me. So I do have someone who was able to live off base, right? They're allowed to. And I stay over a lot. I also pay the internet. So they, get like a stipend. The military pays for their living or housing situation, and I'm paying them to, help relieve or alleviate. I don't know. I'm here a lot, right? So I'm enjoying my time. I'm 33 years old. I need space. Living with a 23-year-old, which is my roommate right now, just isn't the most ideal situation for me, especially since I've now almost been in the Navy for 2 years. I'm getting kind of sick of it. But some people wanted a tour. And so I just want you to know, obviously, this is not my house. There's no rules against staying over at someone's house here. But like living outside of the barracks is not authorized. So I do not live here, but I stay here a lot. So I'm going to show you this person's house. So also keep in mind I'm old. Like I don't know how to stitch shit. And I'm on a laptop, so I'm going to show you on a laptop. And I really don't care. So today is a Saturday morning. I got up, kind of went for like a walk, run. I don't know. I've been trying to work out. I've gained like 10 pounds. I'm not okay with that. So we're trying to get back into shape. We're also about to go back out on deployment. What is today? It's April 29th-ish. And we leave May 19th. So it's coming up pretty quick. But as you can see, this is the living room. This is like a little coffee table. And let me tell you, Japan is amazing because this coffee table actually has a heater underneath it. So you can plug it in right here. Sorry, I'm on a laptop. You can plug it in right there. And there's a heater underneath that like warms your legs. That's why they have this blanket on top of it, because it traps the heat inside. Sometimes even people will like sleep under here if we get a little drunk, and they got to sleep over at the house. It's not a bad place to go. The couch, used, IKEA. You can pull that part out and it turns into like a twin size bed. This is the kitchen. IKEA again, but this is like one of the bigger kitchens in Japan. Keep in mind, this house is pretty westernized. A lot of other friends that I have houses. They're not this big. They're not as spacious, not as light. There's not a lot of room in Japan. A lot of people live in the country of Japan. So they got to fit somewhere. But this is the front door. You come in, take your shoes off. This is the meditation room that I've been in quite a bit. We also work out in here. And there's a little outdoor area right off of here. One thing in Japan, the dryers really suck. So we hang the clothes out here. There's also like a couch. Sometimes we chill out there. It's whatever. So when you come in, these are the stairs that go up to the upstairs. But there's no way to get there until you go all the way around by the kitchen. So the layout is a little weird. Also, there's like 5 types of hardwood floors in this house. These are original, I believe. That's the bathroom. Once again, the kitchen. Off of the kitchen, laundry room. And in Japan, a lot of their like master baths that we would call are on the first floor. They're also self-contained. So it's got the shower. It's got the, my favorite part is this huge tub. You fill it up. It's automatic. It can fill it by itself if you just, if you just use that little keypad. You touch the left button and it'll start to fill itself. It can also reheat the water if you don't get in quick enough. That's amazing. So this is kind of like westernized as well. You got the washer and the dryer. The military, I believe, provides that to them if you are able to live off base. So you don't own it. It's not yours. But you can use it for the duration of your stay in your house. So now we're going up the stairs. Like that's the front door. Now this is, I guess, the master bedroom. And look at the wood. Transitions from the original to, I don't know, they tried to upgrade it. Pretty nice. Master. It's got like a little deck patio area. Gorgeous. Nothing's on it. People in the military live very frugally. Simple, you know. We gotta get up and move a lot of the time. Walk-in closet. Let's go this way. This is where like I come and get ready in the morning. So it's a little vanity area. Oh yay. So nice. I have my robe, and this is a little toilet. So everywhere in Japan, like the shower spaces and the sinks are separate from the toilet. It's kind of cool. You come in here. I call this my poor man's toilet because it doesn't have a heated toilet seat. So if you want to poop, you go to the downstairs one because that is amazing. Having your butt nice and warm. Oof, I can't even tell you. Turn that off. So this is like a, I guess a 3-bedroom. Here's one of the bedrooms. We just put like a bed in it. We stole some pallets, put it on some pallets. It's very simple. That's pretty much all it is. You know, you got the closet. Nothing in it really. It's whatever. But it's a nice little place for people to come get drunk and pass out on. This is what we call our deployment room. So it's a completely empty bedroom. But we put all of our deployment supplies in the closet. Right now, all my shit is not packed. It's just sitting on the shelf. I've got like soap, toothpaste, a shaver for Breeze, you know, for your rack. I've got mouthwash, a new pair of boots because we're going to 7th Fleet. I've never been to 7th Fleet. It's apparently much more rainy. So gotta have at least 2 pairs of boots. This is more toothpaste, some gum. I don't know why, but on deployment, I get really addicted to gum. Toiletries, I have a sleeping bag. I don't use the boat's sheets or anything. And then like my sea bag is down there. I'll pack it eventually when we're about to go. So that's why we call it deployment room. Like they've already packed a little bit. They've got some shit in there. So that's the empty bedroom. And one of the best things about this house, though, are the outdoor spaces. Like, we don't have a backyard or side yard or anything like that, but we have the upstairs patio, and then we have the deck that I showed you, but this is my favorite part of the house. You come right out the front. I look like a crazy person because people are out here and I'm talking to myself. But we have this little garden area, and we've put in fake grass and I don't know, I guess some patio furniture. And this is my favorite place to be. I'll wake up on mornings on the weekend and I'll come out here. I'll have my coffee. Today I made some eggs after I worked out, and I just come out here and I sit and I hang out and I chill, and it's beautiful. And that's where we like hang the clothes. That's the other little outdoor space. My car is parked there. We have 2 parking spaces, which is actually kind of rare in Japan. So that's kind of a tour. Sorry, it was janky, but that's what we have to work with. I'm too old to be learning new tricks with technology. I've also had some people ask me what it's like to join older. Obviously, I definitely had a hard time in the beginning. COVID has been terrible for joining the military. It's not been fun. Keep in mind, I'm still in a country, Japan, right, where you still have to wear masks all the time. You go out in public, they are wearing masks. They're also still not letting in tourists, foreigners. So you can imagine me as a white person when I'm walking around Japan, they know I'm military. And maybe not everybody agrees with the military presence in Japan. Sometimes, sometimes they can not be so nice, but it is a very clean place. I wanted to be in Japan. As you guys know, my orders, I was able to pick Japan from Norfolk, Virginia. So I can't complain too much. I also, wanted the VA home loan benefits, which I'm going to get. I can't be too mad about that. And then finishing education. So I have a 2-year degree. I want a 4-year degree. A lot of you know that. And the military is going to make that possible. So at the end of the day, it's getting better. Apparently on this deployment, we're supposed to be getting a halftime, which means we'll leave the boat about 3 months in, come back to Japan for about 3 weeks, and then leave back on deployment. I don't know how feasible that is. I don't know if it's really going to happen, but they also said we were supposed to get ports this year, but they said that last year and then canceled all the ports. I'm going to remain optimistic. A lot of stuff is opening up. COVID is not as bad as it was. So I'm hoping that maybe at halftime, Japan will be completely open and then my friends and family can come visit me finally. Even as military members, they're not as willing to let us leave either. So we're just kind of stuck in Japan at the moment, which is not bad. It's not bad. But I did want to try to at least go to Bali. Bali has been high on my list for some years. Australia is not really high on my list. I did want to go to Vietnam. I heard rumors. Rumors in the Navy are very rampant, but I heard rumors that maybe we will get to go to Vietnam or maybe Thailand. I've been to Thailand. I'm okay with it. Like, fuck it. Give me Thailand. I will go. I've also heard like the Philippines, Guam. Obviously, Guam has a big military presence. So I would be okay with that as well. As long as we get breaks. That's my biggest thing. I was in Line Shack. I just went back to my shop. And yeah, so I'm quite optimistic about this deployment. At first, I was a little bit scared I would be in Line Shack on deployment. It's hard. I don't know if any of you have been to Line Shack, if you're already in the Navy, and that you know what I'm talking about. But I honestly fortunate enough, I was only in Line Shack for 7 months. Obviously got my plane captain, did all that, and now I'm back in my shop doing what I originally signed up for the Navy to do. Mind you, this is 2 years in. My 2 years will be on May 5th. That is coming up really soon. And now I'm finally done with my TAD, which is temporary assigned duty, which I did on the boat. I went to Chief's Mess. I had to serve food. I was part of the boat's property. I went to Line Shack as soon as we got on shore, where you don't do your job. Now you're doing a totally different job. You're helping, service the helicopters, make sure they're ready to fly, which is actually quite a big responsibility. And I can't believe, even to this day, that the military is willing to let someone like me work on millions of dollars of equipment. It blows my mind sometimes that I'm qualified to do that. I did work hard to get my qualifications. It's still surreal at some points. Sometimes I'll still walk on the flight line during FOD walkdown, is what we call it. We have to pick up any objects off of the flight line that we see because it could be hazardous to the helicopters taking off and landing. And I can see Mount Fuji from my actual flight line, my place of work. And that really blows my mind sometimes. It's quite lucky. I've really had to work on myself, change my perspective. Joining the Navy as an older individual is hard. I will not lie. It's one of the hardest things I've ever done. But if you do it for the right reasons, it is very rewarding, as long as I'm a big proponent on testing the waters. If you're older, you know. If you have rules, sometimes bend them, sometimes break them. Don't get caught, don't be stupid. But definitely test those limits, because it's going to make you a lot happier. It's also going to make you a better sailor. There's things that I will not compromise on as a sailor, things that I know I will not take the shortcut on. But there's also things that I know that it's not hurting anybody and it's better for my mental health, and I'm going to do those things. So get in, test the waters. Ultimately, I think it was a good decision, because it is setting me up for such a much better future than I would have had before the Navy. I grew up poor, broken family, all of that stuff. But now I'm in a place where I'm okay. And I'm okay to be giving this time to something bigger than myself. If you're joining the Navy as an older individual, you just have to remember that there are going to be people younger than you that have been doing this a lot longer than you, and just listen to them, because they have a lot more wisdom in this sort of thing than you do. Swallow that pride. I don't know. I didn't come into the Navy with that pride. Sometimes it does suck. Like in my command, E4 and below, you have to have a special request shit to even drive a vehicle. Stuff like that is obviously frustrating. You're 30 years old. You know how to drive. You've had a driver's license for, 14 years longer. Just those things, you do have to play by the rules, and it does suck, but just do it and you'll be okay. As long as you don't lose track of why you joined. Those 3 things are the biggest reason I joined, and at the moment, I'm healing. I've done a deployment. We're getting better with the COVID situation, and I could not be happier. I couldn't be in a better place, honestly. The Japanese, although maybe a little harsh when it comes to military personnel, are some of the nicest, most reliable, and courteous people I've ever met. It's very clean here, and I don't have too many complaints at the moment. Obviously, I will be going on deployment very soon. We don't have internet this time, I'm told, so it's going to be email. It's going back to the, old days. a lot of millennials know what I'm talking about, but the younger generations, there's no Snapchat, there's no Instagram, there's no whatever you use nowadays, no internet. And then the military also blocks a lot of websites. So it'll be interesting, but it's a good time to work on your health, your fitness, and your personal well-being when you go on deployment, because no doubt it'll make you a stronger person. A lot of people wanted, the tour, wanted to reach out. I had a girl, I think, send me a message today. She found me on Instagram. Let me read what she said. Stopping by to say thank you for sharing your story. Currently 26. Same position. What's the hardest part? What to expect as an older individual joining the Navy? And that's my honest to God best piece of advice is don't let your ego get the better of you. These younger kids know what they're talking about. They have been doing this longer than you. And honestly, just listen to them, because it'll make you a better person, a better sailor, and it'll make your life a lot easier if you're just along for the ride. Just be here, be in the present, and be along for the ride. Because ultimately, for me, it is not my end goal. I had an entire picture in my head worked out of where I wanted to be after these 5 years, after giving up this time And I'm still going with that. And so you just have to remember that it is an experience that less than 1% of the US population even understands. So if you get that through your head, you're along for the ride, and you listen to people who have more experience. Does not matter on age. It really does not. I will be 33 this year. I am getting so old. Look at these wrinkles. And like my forehead. Look at that. Look at that. So thank God I've gotten long enough hair now from shaving it on last deployment that I can hide a lot of stuff. But just listen to these guys. They know what they're talking about. Once again, if you want to reach out, you have any questions, you can find me on YouTube, Instagram. It's my same name. I'll link it below. But otherwise, have a great day.